Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have the official review of the new LORAC Pro 3. Yay! I was so excited to get my hands on this particular palette. I have been waiting for this for so long. As you guys know, one of my top favorite palettes ever is the original LORAC Pro. So when I saw this one come out, I had to get my hands on it. Of course, because I'm also an eyeshadow hoarder, I needed to get my hands on it even for that reason alone. So today I am here to tell you guys my thoughts, my pros and cons on this palette. So if you're curious to see what I have to say, just stay tuned. So this palette will be available, I believe, June 12th, which is coming up at Ulta's website. It is $42, just like every other LORAC Pro palette that has come out as far as this type of packaging. Now this is what the packaging looks like. You do get a deluxe size of the LORAC Behind the Scenes eyeshadow primer. I will tell you guys that if you do have oily lids, this is a really good primer to use. It lasts you so long. I've gone through both of the ones that I did get with the original palette as well as the second one. So it is a good primer. And in the back it does show you the colors of the actual palette you will be getting. Now on the back of this box, just like every other palette, these are intended to be used wet or dry. So they are stating that it is safe to use them wet or dry. The same type of format as the other palettes. This is what the packaging looks like. This one is beige. Same type of feel to them, same type of sleekness, same size. Basically, it is the same palette as the other two with the exception of obviously the colors and the outside of it. You do get your mirror that you normally do, and here are the eyeshadows themselves. You get your typical top row of just mattes and then your bottom row of shimmer eyeshadows. Now, this palette is intended to be a more neutral palette in general and as a whole. If you were the type that did not like cool tone palettes, you weren't going to like the second Pro palette. If you loved the first one, but you kind of felt like some of the colors were a little bit too bold for you, you only used half of the palette because you felt like the other side was maybe too much for a daytime look or too much for a work appropriate look, this one will be your best friend. I have used every single eyeshadow in this palette, and every time I do a look, it comes out beautiful and natural. The colors do pack a punch, but it is a natural look. You can get a smoky look with this, but even the deepest shades right here still sheer out nicely where it's not so smoky. You can obviously make it super smoky, but they blend out so nicely that it's not super deep and vampy. I am wearing this on my eyes today. I have been wearing this non-stop. I've used every color, and I can tell you that all the colors except for one are amazing. When I first got this palette, the very first color that attracted me, that I really wanted to use, and was one of the first ones I did touch, is this color right here called Medallion. This color is so pretty. I really like it, but it lacks the same type of formula as the rest of the eyeshadows. It is dry, it is crackly, and it's crumbly, and it's a shame because it's one of the prettier ones in my opinion. For me, that's the color I wanted to use first, and the only way I can really get it to pack a punch is if I put a glitter primer on the bottom, some sort of sticky base, or wet it. If you do it completely dry, it's not going to really show up on your eyes, and you're going to get major fallout just with that eyeshadow alone. That's the only eyeshadow out of this whole entire palette that I think is a complete dud. Unfortunately, it sucked, but the rest of them are beautiful, buttery, soft, creamy. You know, that typical LORAC Pro eyeshadow formula that everyone loves. Now, I don't know if I maybe have gotten a palette that had that one dried up, but I have seen somebody else's palette that they did receive it, and I think it was that actual eyeshadow that came broken. So you could see how dried out that one particular is. As far as the color variation in here, you do get cool tone. You do get a cool tone transition color. You get super warm tones right here, which are my favorite. And then you get neutral ones, which are really nice. You get your matte black right here, but you also get a dark gray with some sort of like very soft shimmer, which is this one. The called Truffle is the one I'm wearing on my outer V, but you really can't tell that it has any shimmer or sheen to it because it blends out so beautifully. I have used these down here like I have in the past with the other eyeshadows as transition colors or as deepening outer V colors, and they're not super shimmery where it's going to make you look like a disco ball or you have so much shimmer in your crease. You can use them either way. They all blended out beautifully with the exception of this one. I'm talking about everyone but this one. They all blended out beautifully. They all packed a punch. They really lasted on my eyes. I think that it's a great palette. I wish that just one color was changed. Unfortunately, that's the one that I'm just not happy with at all. But as far as the tones that they chose are super pretty, super natural, beautiful for that person that wants to bring it from a day to nighttime, but doesn't want something so standoutish. You get a deep plum, you get a nice mocha color. Even this rose bronze can be deepened if you wet it, but it's still a soft, beautiful look. This color right here called light gold, I feel like this one would be such a beautiful highlight on the cheeks, like a actual face highlight. That's how beautiful, soft, but glistening it is. I love using this one as my inner corner highlight. Today I actually packed it on my whole entire lid. As you guys can see, it's like a soft gold, but I can tell you if you put this on top of like a wet base or wet this one, it's just gonna look so beautiful on the cheeks. So you can use that one as an actual highlight. You get an almond pearl, a light pewter, which is something that the other palette does have. It has a pewter one, I believe, in the first one. Only the first one has a pewter color. I do remember that color. I think it's more of a deeper though than this one in particular. And then you do get two of the brow bone matte highlighters that aren't so stark, either way too peachy, way too beigey, or way too white. These two work so beautiful as brow bone or setting your primer. So I'm going to show you swatches of all of the eyeshadows so you guys can see them for yourselves. You guys can see how nice and beautiful, with the exception of that one eyeshadow that I wasn't just too fond of. And you're probably wondering, well, Alex, how do these compare to the other two palettes themselves? I'm going to show you all of them, obviously, because that's the hoarder in me. I have all of them. So you guys can see them firsthand for yourselves and compare the colors and see if maybe it is something that you do want to have, or you just might want to pass and not get. So as you guys can see, the very top one is the first one, the one in the middle is the second, and the bottom one is the third and most recent launch. As you can tell, the very first one is very warm tone. You get bold, bright colors at the bottom. You get that nice blue slate color. You get garnet. The gold is super packed and pigmented and very standoutish. The second one is mainly cooler toned eyeshadows for those that love cool tone eyeshadows, but again, you get colors that pack a punch. The third one is more, as you can tell, very soft, very neutral, and very light. The colors that are deep are not super deep where it's gonna make you look like you have too much eyeshadow on your eyes or hard to blend. You guys can see them for yourselves. The different tones, the different color variations. I can't say that there is any repeats. They're similar colors, but I can't really say that you're gonna get duplicates. The only one that I could say is the black, and the one that looks the darkest is in the new palette. That one is the deepest black compared to the other two palettes that have come out. Other than that, you're gonna get ones that look similar but not exactly the same. So there you guys have it. If you are a fan of the LORAC Pro eyeshadow formula, you're going to love this one. This is more of a subtle palette compared to the other ones, and that's what they were marketing for, and that's what they actually ended up coming up with. I do like this one for every day. I kind of bumped this one as my second favorite. I still love the first one because I love my bold colors, but I think that this one's definitely right up there with my first one. I just like the fact that I can use that one without hesitating and knowing that I can get a soft look without going overboard no matter what color I use. So take it for what it is. If you guys feel like you do need it because you're an eyeshadow hoarder like me, get it. If you're the type that needs to complete your collection, get it. Or if you are the type of person that doesn't like too much color, felt like the first one was a palette that you loved, but don't use all the colors because some of them are just not your cup of tea, this one will better suit you. I unfortunately did not like one eyeshadow out of the third one that just recently came out. You guys can see it from the swatch. It kind of looked very patchy, very dry, very crumbly. Unfortunately, it was my favorite color when I first got the palette, and it sucks that it sucks. So there you guys have it. I give this palette a 2 thumbs up. I absolutely love it. I'd say if you want it, get it. It is worth it. I'm pretty sure this is permanent. And honestly, if LORAC is coming out with these type of palettes where they're doing like the whole Naked series and they're doing the LORAC Pro series, I can probably almost guarantee you that the next palette they'll probably come out with is probably an all smoky palette, because that's all that they're really missing for this type of series. So I will link this palette down below, so once it is ready and able for you guys to purchase, it'll be set. I'm pretty sure it'll be Ulta and LORAC Cosmetics website only that will carry this. I don't know where else you can get LORAC, maybe HSN or QVC, I'm not sure. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the family. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you did like it. Thank you guys so much again for all of your support, and don't forget that a smile is the best makeup a girl can wear. Bye guys!